Maxon Hall has done it again. Just when we thought the chaos was settling, episode 6 threatens to shatter every hope we held. Secrets, betrayals, and heartbreak are about to collide in ways none of us could predict. Mortimer's unpredictable cruelty, Sirill's obsession, and the fragile bonds between Ruby, James, and Lydia are all on a knife's edge. One wrong move, one whispered secret, and everything could fall apart. Brace yourself, because the season finale is not just dramatic, it's devastating. Mortimer's transformation in episode 5 gave us a glimmer of hope, but as always with Maxon Hall, hope is fleeting. At the start of the episode, he showed a side we never expected, a rare moment of empathy and understanding. Watching him shake Ruby's hand, asking her why she wanted Oxford, and realizing how much she reminded him of Cordelia, we saw Mortimer's emotional walls crack. The image of him breaking down and crying at night is something no one could have anticipated. For a moment, it felt as if the unthinkable had happened. Mortimer had a human, vulnerable side. But that hope was immediately crushed. The business side of Mortimer emerged with full force, and suddenly, the man who had shown empathy returned to his cold, manipulative self. James was pushed aside, and it seems likely that Ruby's scholarship was cancelled at his command. In a single episode, Maxon Hall reminded us just how unpredictable and ruthless Mortimer can be. That swing between humanity and villainy left everyone reeling. The question now isn't whether Mortimer will act cruelly, it's how much pain he is capable of inflicting in episode 6. For Ruby and James, this episode was a bittersweet mix of tension and tenderness. Despite all the chaos around them, they reaffirmed their commitment to one another, promising never to let anything tear them apart. James's determination to meet with Alice Campbell to restore Ruby's scholarship showed his loyalty and courage, while Ruby's refusal to abandon James despite Mortimer's interference highlighted her strength and resilience. These moments, brief as they were, reminded us why we care so deeply about their story. But even this love is not without obstacles. Ruby's late application and the looming shadow of Mortimer's anger mean that their path to Oxford is far from secure. Mortimer's unpredictability makes every plan precarious. Will he allow Ruby to attend Oxford, or will his fury lead to something even more destructive? The uncertainty is nerve-wracking, and as fans, we are left holding our breath. Ruby's hard work and integrity might earn her allies among the professors, perhaps even someone like Professor Lexington standing up to Mortimer for the first time, but that is merely wishful thinking for now. Every episode reminds us that Maxon Hall is a place where no one is safe, and every victory comes at a cost. Meanwhile, the tension surrounding Sirill, Lydia, and Graham continues to grow. Sirill's obsession with Lydia, coupled with Elaine's manipulations, has created a love quadrangle filled with heartbreak and frustration. Sirill's time with Lynn was surprising, as they are clearly mismatched, and yet Lynn's feelings for him were genuine. The emotional imbalance is stark. Sirill's heart remains with Lydia, leaving Lynn vulnerable and heartbroken. To add to the chaos, Lydia's reunion with Graham and the revelation of her pregnancy brought a rare moment of relief. Graham's joy showed that she will not face her challenges alone, but happiness at Maxon Hall is always fragile. Sirill's jealousy and Elaine's schemes mean that no one can truly rest easy. When Sirill secretly photographs Lydia and Graham together, the stakes skyrocket. If these photos fall into the wrong hands, the consequences could be catastrophic. Episode 6 promises to push each character to their limits, testing loyalties, love, and courage in ways that will leave every viewer on edge. We are not just anticipating drama, we are bracing for an emotional roller coaster that may leave hearts broken, alliances shattered, and futures uncertain. The complexity of Maxon Hall's narrative lies in its ability to balance moments of tenderness with shocks of cruelty. Mortimer's oscillating morality, Ruby and James's unwavering love, and the twisted dynamics of the love quadrangle all converge to create tension that feels almost unbearable. This is not a story where predictability offers comfort, it is a story where every heartbeat counts, where every decision can tip the scale from hope to despair. As we move toward the season finale, episode 6 is shaping up to be not just a conclusion, but an emotional reckoning, a culmination of betrayals, dreams, and heartbreak that has been building throughout the season. As we move closer to the season finale, the tension at Maxon Hall is nearly unbearable. Mortimer's dual nature has cast a long shadow over everyone, and the uncertainty of his next move makes every interaction feel like walking on a tightrope. Ruby and James are trying to navigate their love in the eye of a storm that grows stronger by the minute. Each plan they make to protect their future at Oxford seems doomed to collide with Mortimer's fury. The suspense is so thick that it's hard to breathe. Every phone call, every letter, every meeting with professors carries the weight of potential disaster. Mortimer's unpredictability isn't the only danger. Elaine's manipulations have set off a chain reaction that threatens to destroy more than just reputations. Her influence over Sirill has made him a ticking time bomb, and his obsession with Lydia is growing more dangerous by the day. Lynn, who once thought she had a chance with Sirill, is left vulnerable, confused, and heartbroken. Watching her navigate these feelings evokes both sympathy and frustration. She deserves honesty, but at Maxon Hall, honesty is a rare commodity. The love quadrangle is not just complicated, it's explosive, and we can feel the tension building with every passing moment. Lydia and Graham, though reunited, are not free from danger. Their happiness is fragile, teetering on the edge of Sirill's revenge and Elaine's cunning schemes. The revelation of Lydia's pregnancy brought a brief reprieve, a glimpse of hope amid chaos, but that hope feels delicate. Sirill's decision to secretly take photos of them shows just how far his obsession can go, and it foreshadows a potential disaster that could ripple through the lives of everyone at Maxon Hall. These photos aren't just images, they are weapons, capable of tearing apart friendships, romances, and futures in an instant. Meanwhile, Ruby and James are facing challenges that test their courage and loyalty. The scholarship situation is still unresolved, and Mortimer's wrath threatens to undo all of their efforts. James's determination to stand up for Ruby is admirable, but it comes at a cost. Mortimer's anger is legendary, and the consequences of defying him could be catastrophic. Ruby, with her unwavering integrity and dedication, is forced to confront not only the pressures of her studies but also the malicious forces aligned against her. Every step she takes toward Oxford feels like walking through a minefield. The alliances and betrayals at Maxon Hall have reached a fever pitch. Friends become enemies, enemies strike from the shadows, and no one is truly safe. Elaine's manipulations demonstrate that even those who appear harmless can wield enormous influence over events. Sirill, driven by obsession and jealousy, is a prime example of how a single mind consumed by revenge can threaten multiple lives. And Mortimer, with his capricious swings between empathy and cruelty, is the ultimate wild card. The result is a pressure cooker of emotions, suspense, and uncertainty that leaves viewers on the edge of their seats. As episode 6 approaches, the anticipation is almost unbearable. Maxon Hall's storylines are converging, and the tension between love, loyalty, and vengeance is about to explode. Ruby and James's love faces its greatest challenge yet. Lydia and Graham must protect their fragile happiness, and Sirill's obsession threatens to destroy everything in its path. Mortimer's shadow looms large over them all, and his next actions could determine who survives emotionally intact and who falls apart completely. Maxon Hall has always excelled at keeping viewers emotionally invested, but the finale promises to elevate that intensity to unprecedented levels. Every character is walking a tightrope, and the tension is a constant reminder that in this world, happiness is temporary, and security is an illusion. As the stakes rise, the emotional impact on both the characters and the audience becomes almost unbearable. It's a testament to the show's storytelling that even as we hope for resolutions, we know that heartbreak is inevitable. Every whispered secret, every hidden agenda, every small act of courage or cruelty has built toward this moment. Episode 6 is not just a conclusion to a season, it's the ultimate test of loyalty, love, and resilience. Ruby and James may be determined to stay together, but will that determination be enough? Lydia and Graham have their moment of joy, yet Sirill's shadow threatens to erase it all. And Mortimer's unpredictable cruelty hangs over everyone like a storm waiting to strike. The suspense is almost unbearable, and the emotional stakes have never been higher. The season finale promises heartbreak, betrayal, and moments of beauty that are fleeting but unforgettable. It's a test of who can survive the emotional onslaught and who will be left devastated. And as viewers, we are powerless to look away. We are drawn into every twist, every plan, every tear, and every betrayal, knowing that Maxon Hall will never let us leave unscathed. At the heart of Maxon Hall's chaos is the love between Ruby and James, a love tested by manipulation, cruelty, and relentless challenges. Every episode has chipped away at their peace, but episode 6 promises the ultimate trial. Ruby's scholarship is more than just an opportunity, it's a symbol of her dreams, her hard work, and the future she hopes to build with James. Yet Mortimer's unpredictable wrath threatens to crush it all. The question is no longer if they will face obstacles, but how far they will be pushed before everything they love is at risk. James's courage and Ruby's resilience are admirable, but the forces against them are calculated, relentless, and willing to exploit every weakness. Even small decisions now carry enormous consequences. Will James's efforts to protect Ruby succeed, or will Mortimer's fury overwhelm them? Every glance, every conversation, every choice feels heavy with the weight of potential disaster. Maxon Hall thrives on this tension, and episode 6 will be no exception. Ruby and James's love is fierce, yet the surrounding chaos reminds us that love alone is never enough. Obstacles are coming from every direction. Mortimer's power, Elaine's schemes, and Sirill's obsession all converge into a perfect storm of suspense. Each scene is charged with anticipation, each character's move carrying the potential to change everything. The love quadrangle surrounding Lydia, Graham, Sirill, and Elaine is equally intense. Lydia's reunion with Graham is a moment of hope, but it is painfully fragile. Sirill's obsession, fueled by Elaine's manipulations, is a constant threat. The secret photos he has taken could ruin everything Lydia and Graham have rebuilt. Maxon Hall has always excelled at showing how obsession and jealousy can corrode even the strongest bonds, and episode 6 promises to take that to the extreme. Every emotional high is mirrored by the potential for devastating lows. The audience is left guessing who will suffer next, and who, if anyone, will emerge unscathed. Meanwhile, Elaine's cunning is a reminder that evil often wears a charming mask. She knows how to push buttons, manipulate emotions, and create chaos without lifting a finger herself. Her influence over Sirill shows just how dangerous subtle manipulation can be, and the fallout could touch every corner of Maxon Hall. The intertwining of personal vendettas and romantic entanglements makes the story irresistible yet nerve-wracking. Even minor actions, like a text message or a whispered suggestion, could ignite a chain reaction of heartbreak and betrayal. Ruby and James's love is the emotional anchor of the story, yet it is tested by the harsh reality of Maxon Hall. Every time they take a step forward, circumstances conspire to push them back. Their determination is inspiring, but it is also terrifying, because every moment of hope is followed by a reminder that no one is safe from Mortimer's wrath or Sirill's obsession. The tension is relentless, and the emotional stakes have never been higher. For fans, watching this couple navigate their trials is both heartwarming and agonizing. Episode 6 is shaping up to be a masterclass in emotional storytelling. The suspense is built on character dynamics that feel authentic, choices that feel consequential, and stakes that feel life-altering. Mortimer's unpredictable cruelty keeps everyone on edge, while Elaine's subtle manipulations push characters toward conflict they cannot easily escape. Sirill's obsession adds an additional layer of danger, threatening to destroy any sense of stability. And through it all, Ruby and James fight to hold on to each other, reminding us why we became invested in their story in the first place. Even as we anticipate the finale, there is a sense of inevitability. Maxon Hall has never allowed its characters, or its audience, to rest. The emotional intensity is designed to build to a breaking point, and episode 6 promises to deliver that with precision. Every love story, every rivalry, every moment of courage or weakness is magnified. Nothing is minor, nothing is inconsequential. In this environment, a single decision can alter the course of multiple lives. The suspense is almost unbearable because we know that heartbreak is not a possibility, it is a certainty. As we look forward to the final episode, the looming question is this: who will survive the emotional storm? Ruby and James are determined, but will determination be enough against Mortimer's wrath? Lydia and Graham have found happiness, but will Sirill's obsession ruin it? And what will be the ultimate cost of revenge, betrayal, and ambition at Maxon Hall? The answers lie in episode 6, but one thing is certain: viewers are in for an emotionally devastating ride, where tears, tension, and suspense are guaranteed. The stage is set, and episode 6 of Maxton Hall promises to be nothing short of devastating. Mortimer's unpredictability casts a long shadow over every character, and the tension between justice, love, and revenge reaches its peak. Ruby and James's future is hanging by a thread. The scholarship, which symbolizes not only opportunity but hope for their life together, may be snatched away at any moment. Mortimer's fury knows no bounds, and standing up to him comes with enormous risk. Every step James takes to protect Ruby could provoke Mortimer further, threatening not just their plans, but their safety at Maxon Hall. The suspense is relentless, and it feels as if one misstep could unravel everything. Even as they cling to each other, Ruby and James are forced to confront the harsh reality that love alone may not be enough to survive the storms surrounding them. Mortimer's potential interference could escalate to unimaginable cruelty. He might not only block Ruby's scholarship but could even attempt to expel her entirely. Yet, there remains a glimmer of hope. Professor Lexington, for the first time, might defy Mortimer and stand on the side of justice. But hope at Maxon Hall is fleeting, and every moment of triumph is shadowed by the threat of despair. The emotional stakes have never been higher, and viewers are left holding their breath, wondering if love can truly conquer the chaos. Lydia and Graham face their own peril. Their reunion and Lydia's pregnancy brought moments of joy, but Sirill's obsession and Elaine's manipulations could shatter their fragile happiness. The photos Sirill secretly took are a ticking time bomb. If they reach the wrong hands, Lydia and Graham could face expulsion and public humiliation. Mortimer's reaction to such a scandal is impossible to predict, but given his temperament, it is likely to be severe. The interplay of personal desire, jealousy, and revenge makes the finale not just dramatic but potentially heartbreaking, promising twists that will leave viewers emotionally drained. Meanwhile, Sirill's descent into obsession and vengeance is a terrifying element of the finale. Fueled by Elaine's suggestions, his next moves could destroy relationships, friendships, and even futures. The emotional complexity of his character makes his actions both frustrating and compelling. He has been friend-zoned, heartbroken, and manipulated, yet his choices now will determine how many people around him suffer. Maxon Hall thrives on this tension. Characters are constantly pushed to their emotional limits, and Sirill embodies the uncertainty and danger that makes the series so gripping. The season finale is more than just a conclusion, it is a crucible of emotion, testing love, loyalty, and morality. Every character's choices carry weight, and the consequences will ripple through their lives long after the final episode ends. Ruby and James must navigate Mortimer's wrath, Sirill's revenge, and the pressures of Maxon Hall itself. Lydia and Graham must protect their fragile happiness while avoiding catastrophe. Even minor characters like Lynn face heartbreak and disillusionment, reminding viewers that in this world, no one is safe. The intertwining of ambition, love, revenge, and manipulation ensures that Episode 6 will be a masterclass in tension and emotional storytelling. As the finale approaches, the ultimate question remains, who will emerge unscathed, and who will be left devastated? Maxon Hall has never offered easy answers, and this season is no exception. Mortimer's unpredictable cruelty, Sirill's obsession, and Elaine's manipulations create a perfect storm of suspense. Yet, amidst the chaos, the bonds between Ruby and James, Lydia and Graham, and even other alliances remind us why we care so deeply about these characters. Their resilience, courage, and love are tested to the extreme, promising an emotionally charged finale that will leave viewers reflecting on every twist, betrayal, and act of bravery. One thing is certain, Episode 6 is set to break hearts, provoke tears, and challenge our expectations. Every revelation, every confrontation, every act of courage or cruelty will shape the destiny of Maxon Hall's characters. Ruby and James will fight for their dreams, Lydia and Graham will cling to their fleeting happiness, and Sirill will pursue revenge with a chilling intensity. Mortimer, as always, remains the ultimate wildcard. And as viewers, we are powerless to turn away. The suspense, heartbreak, and drama will pull us in, leaving us captivated, devastated, and unable to forget the season finale. Now, the question is yours, how do you think Episode 6 will unfold? Will Ruby and James triumph against all odds? Can Lydia and Graham survive Sirill's revenge? And what will Mortimer do when his fury is unleashed? Share your thoughts, your predictions, and your theories in the comments, because Maxon Hall has always been a story that brings fans together, tearing us apart emotionally while keeping us utterly hooked. This season may be ending, but the drama, the suspense, and the heartbreak will stay with us long after the final scene fades.